Hello, and welcome back to the D. Louise Poetry Podcast. I'm your host, D. Louise. This podcast started as a way to keep me reading more poetry, to stay curious and open, and to share some of what I find, both from my own writing and from classic poems that have something important to say. Each month, I release a couple of poems on Instagram and my blog, and then take some time here to reflect, not just on the writing itself, but on what connects the pieces, what they're circling around, what they're still asking for me to sit with. This month, I've been thinking a lot about visibility, about what it means to be seen. So I shared two new poems, Mirror and A Grain in the Sand, along with a reflection on Still Here by Langston Hughes. Together, they explore what it feels like when we're seen and what it feels like when we're not. Let's start with Mirror. This poem came out of an idea I was experimenting with, writing from another perspective. I recently learned about persona poetry, and poems this month are my attempt at it. Instead of trying to explain myself directly, I got to step into another view and still end up writing something I deeply feel. I enjoyed that experience. Mirror is a playful on the surface, a little romantic, but underneath there's this ache. It's all about the strange experience of adoring someone, seeing them so clearly, but not being seen in return. So the speaker becomes kind of a reflection, or witness, no presence. Here it is. How are you even more beautiful than you were this morning? I get excited when this happens. The red kiss you give me before you swirl around to show me the sequence patterns. I wish I could hold you, tell you how I feel. When you disappear, I wonder where you go. I await your return. Signed, Your Mirror, XOXO. So here, writing in that voice, in a tone that wasn't naturally mine, was different for me. But the feeling underneath, that's where I always write from, the space where longing and clarity live side by side. The next poem, A Grain in the Sand, is still in persona, but it goes deeper. It's not just about someone else not seeing you, it's about you seeing yourself clearly, even lovingly, and still feeling invisible to the outside world. Here it is. Should I become a sand castle? Or settle somewhere so they can see I sparkle? Perhaps if the sea takes me in its arms, it will roll me around. Then, maybe when I wash onto the shore, it'll make the perfect sound. This is what I contemplate while you play and have fun. I do not move though. I stay where I am in the sun. People look through me, walk past me, on me, all day. I bet if you were me, you would move, but I stay. Perhaps if you stayed, Your days would blur, and you may start to wonder who you are. I wonder what you contemplate while you all have fun. I do not move though. I stay where I am in the sun. I think about change, but I don't move, in case I can't find where I was. I love me. That makes me feel free. Yet I still long for the quiet miracle of being seen. This one is layered, intentionally. I wanted it to shift depending on where you are when you read or hear it. Some days, the grain of sand might feel like something precious, something grounded, luminous, part of a whole. And other days, it might feel impossibly small, like no matter how brightly you shine in your own mirror, no one else sees it. So that space between knowing your worth and feeling overlooked is where this month's poems live. And that's why I chose to reflect on Langston Hughes's Still Here this month on my blog too. Because even though it's short, it carries so much of that same energy, that ache of being unseen and the strength it takes to keep going anyway. When Hughes writes, "Looks like between and they done tried to make me stop laughing, stop loving, stop living," you feel the weight of that. It's not just about hardship, it's about being actively pushed down, targeted, and still choosing to stand up and say, "I'm still here." There's something radical about that, about the refusal to disappear. And what I find powerful is that Still Here isn't triumphant in the loud, celebratory sense. It's quiet, honest, almost tired, but unwavering. It mirrors the emotional tension I felt writing A Grain in the Sand. That question of whether visibility is something we fight for or something we create for ourselves. Each piece this month circles that same quiet center. What does it mean to be seen? And what kind of strength does it take when you're not? Whether it's the invisible witness in Mirror, the layered self, the grain in the sand, or the grounded defiance of Hughes's voice, all three live in that space between longing and resilience. If you've been feeling a little unseen lately, I hope something in these pieces offers company, maybe even comfort, because I really believe poetry can do that, help us feel less alone with what we're carrying. Thank you for being here with me. If anything in this episode spoke to you, I'd love to hear from you. You can find the full poems and reflections on my blog, and you can always connect with me on Instagram. Until next time.